Hello YouTube fam, it's Chantel, the face behind Teacher Mindset. Welcome back to another video. This week, I'm going to be sharing 4 tips that'll help you to get started selling on Teachers Pay Teachers. My first tip to starting a Teachers Pay Teacher store is to just go for it. Oftentimes, we can second guess ourselves and we can overthink to the point that we never actually get started with that thing that we're passionate about. So the best piece of advice I can give anyone is to just get started. For me, I had to get over this idea of perfection. I spent an entire month pouring into my first freebie and my first paid product. I had so many people look at it, critique it. I made so many changes, but eventually I just had to get over this idea of it being perfect and post it to my store. And I'm so glad that I did, because my Google Keep headers, which was not only my first free product, but also my first paid product, is one of the best selling items in my store. And had I not just gotten over that hump of trying to be perfect and making sure I had everything right before I posted it, I wouldn't be here today. So if you are going back and forth with this idea of starting a store and you're waiting for that perfect moment or you're overthinking it, this is your permission to just get started. My second tip for anyone looking to start a TPT store would be to do your research. Now, I want to be clear. I know that I just mentioned that you should go for it, but it is important to do your research and to understand what you're actually getting yourself into, making sure you understand things like copyright infringement to make sure that your products aren't infringing on anyone else's copyright, making sure you understand how to set up a store. So there is some research that is involved, but ultimately you want to do a little bit of research, make sure you understand what you're doing, and then you want to start that store. I invested in a course for beginners from Lessons for Learning, and it really helped me to get started with my TPT journey. It was a course that helped me to figure out how to set up a storefront, come up with the name of my store, how to get my first product started, how to brand myself, and figure out what makes me unique. So if you can invest in a course for beginners, I would highly recommend it, but I understand that not everybody's in that place where they can invest in a course. So I would say there are so many free YouTube channels now that are others that are far along on their TPT journey that are sharing their tips for success, showing you step by step how to get started. So watch some of those YouTube channels, figure out what you need to get your store started, and then just go for it. My third piece of advice would be to find your style. Now, what I mean by this is I really want you to sit down from the beginning and figure out what makes you stand out and what makes you unique. Now, I will have to admit, I really didn't take the time to do that at the beginning. I really had a hard time not looking at other success, focusing on what they were doing, and I got into a little bit of a comparison game in terms of what I had to offer and what others did. And a lot of that did stem out of the fact that, I became a teacher, but I didn't go to school to be a teacher. It was kind of like a pivot from another career into teaching. And I definitely suffered from imposter syndrome inside of the classroom. And at first I had that when I started my Teachers Pay Teacher store. But the moment I started focusing on what made me unique, finding my branding, finding my style, it really helped me to succeed in my store. Okay, I have come a long way. When I go back and I look at my original designs, they were ugly. I mean, ugly. Half of the products that I was putting up, like, if I went back and looked at them, I'm like, what was I actually selling? If I wasn't the person making them, I would have no idea what I was selling. I wasn't putting really, again, that much thought and effort into what made me unique, which for me is just the overall clarity of my designs and the design aspects of my products. I wasn't doing that. Again, I was focusing on what others were doing, and I was kind of putting things up there that kind of looked hodgepodge. I'll insert a clip here of what an original cover looked like when I started my store, and then I'll show you what it looks like now. I mean, you'll be able to see for yourself like the vast difference of what I was selling before and what I'm selling now. I also still can do some work in this area, so as I look at my analytics and I see what things people are coming to me for, I am working on kind of honing in on, again, on that thing that makes me unique. But every now and then I get sidetracked and I want to make this one thing that I used to do in my classroom that my students love. And I have no idea if that's something people are going to buy. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, you also want to make things that you're passionate about too. But it is important to, as you go along, find that thing that makes you unique. Take up your little corner of the TPT universe and really be good at that thing. My final tip to starting a TPT store is to get yourself some templates. Templates, templates, templates. If there is one thing that I could do going back and helping my previous self out to be successful today, it would be to get 2, 3, 4 products, however many products to get started in my store, but then work on getting templates set up that will help me to succeed in the long run. I took way too much time getting templates set up. I was like reinventing the wheel every time I was making a new product, and it was just making life so much harder for me at the beginning. But once I got myself set up with things like cover templates, thumbnail templates, templates to write posts so that I can write the descriptions for my resources, templates to actually make the resources, it has helped me to just take my productivity to another level, and also the consistency in creating my products to, or my resources to, another level. I would highly recommend that you either take the time to create your own templates or invest in like a bundle or whatever it might be from another TPT seller, because it's really going to help you in the long run. Now, if you're looking for some templates to get started, I do have a TPT seller starter pack bundle. It includes everything from product previews, video previews, covers, thumbnails, Pinterest pins. I mean, it's growing, so I'm going to be adding more things. But if you are a seller that's looking to get started, be sure to visit my TPT store at the Teacher Mindset. I've got templates there to help you get started in your TPT journey. All right, folks, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are considering starting your store, I would 100% say go for it. Do some research, grab those templates, and find your style. You've got this. I believe in you. And thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. What's up, YouTube fam? It is Chantel, the face behind Teacher Mindset. Welcome back to another video. I'm not looking at the camera.